Hello everyone, Blaze here. Welcome to a special video. This is going to be kind of like my unboxing slash let's have a look at the art of Satoshi Kon. Obviously, Satoshi Kon, the late great Satoshi Kon, unfortunately left us. I think it was 2010. He died at a young age. I think he was only in his 40s. He's created some absolutely magnificent works over the years. Three that I have currently in my collection. I would like to get all of them. I'm just waiting for two of them to come out on Blu-ray. But you know, he's the creator of the absolutely magnificent thriller Perfect Blue, which is one of the best anime films I've ever seen. He also did obviously Paprika, as you can see in the middle there. Paprika, which I love the artwork in this and I love the style of it, but I've never been a huge fan of this film. I do like it, but I'm not a huge fan. Something I am a pretty big fan of though is Paranoia Agent, which is his one and only TV series. Back in January of this year, I was looking at Satoshi Kon manga because as far as I'm aware anyway, because he was the credited author on these releases, he did a few manga works. I don't know if they came out after his death or before or whatever, but I know that a few of his works, a few works of manga have his name attached to them as author. I don't know if he wrote the story or drew them or whatever, but I'm so interested in picking those up one day. But while I was browsing that stuff, I noticed a pre-order on Amazon for this, which is a hardcover English version from Dark Horse of the Art of Satoshi Kon, which has been out in Japan for a couple of years. So yeah, I pre-ordered this back in January. It's finally out, so let's take a look, shall we? I haven't opened this. I'm not going to give you a huge amount of commentary on it because I haven't really prepared. We're just going to take a look at the beautiful artwork of the late great Satoshi Kon and this beautiful book, which is pretty darn big. Look at that already. That's a pretty good start. This seems to be from Paprika. Yeah. I imagine that this is a self-portrait sort of deal going on. We've got a little introduction there, which I'll save for people who actually buy this book. I hope you're seeing most of this. So I'm going to start off with Perfect Blue, which obviously is first film. I love this movie. Perfect Blue. Oh yeah. Some of this will be not safe for work. I'll have to put that in the title. I'm not gonna censor it or anything. So I don't think it's too explicit necessarily. Anyway, just lots and lots of really good line art. I did love Perfect Blue. I just love the guessing game of it. Now, Millennium Actress. This is a film that. A good friend of mine, Gothliquin, this is her favourite of his works. I haven't seen this yet. I'm just waiting for a Blu-ray. I might end up just watching it anyway, kind of like what I did with Tokyo Godfathers, which is the other one which I've seen but don't own because I'm waiting for a Blu-ray. But I've been waiting on the Blu-ray on this one because I figured if I can wait for the Blu-ray, I'll be doubly excited when I get that Blu-ray. But at the same time, I really do want to see this film because it's the last animated work of his that I haven't seen. But I've heard great things about. Like I said, it was my friend Gothliquin's favourite film of Satoshi Kon. Which I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That would really suck if I'm not. I'm pretty sure I am. Keep going through. It's weird it jumped to Millennium Actress actually, because I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I think. Oh yeah, Millennium Actress might have been his second film. I thought it was Tokyo Godfathers, but I might be wrong. I think this actually was his second film. So now after Perfect Blue there was like a gap, and then he ended up doing a bunch of stuff within a few years. So here's Tokyo Godfathers. I love this film. I saw it for the first time last year at Christmas. It's probably going to be a Christmas tradition for me. Like, it's just a great film. Set obviously at Christmas in Japan, but just a great story, great characters. Just yeah, it's such a touching film and a funny film, and the ending's really great. There's just nothing wrong with this film at all. It's absolutely perfect. It has all the traits of Satoshi Kon. It's quite interesting actually. It has all the traits of Satoshi Kon without having any of the craziness and the strangeness that you get in something like a Perfect Blue or Paranoia Agent or a Paprika. Obviously I haven't seen Millennium Actress, so I can't comment, but this is a much more straightforward film, much more human story compared to his other ones, I guess. But yeah, and then we go on to Paranoia Agent. This is the 13 episode TV series, which I really like, about the little slugger going around, serial killer basically. And it's got some really, really crazy stuff in it. Wow, is that it? Is that all they got for Paranoia Agent? It's like 2 pages. Sort of disappointed actually. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Then we've got Paprika. I guess the thing with Paranoia Agent, given it's a TV series, there probably wasn't any of this really large, elaborate artwork produced for it. Oh god, my arm is starting to really ache. So next we have The Dream Machine, which of course is his unfinished film. This was the film he was working on prior to his death. Currently only half of The Dream Machine is animated, and they're trying to get it finished. There's a lack of funds, but they are actually trying to get it finished in Japan, which is a noble goal. I don't know if we'll ever actually see it finished. I would really like to see it finished just because of how dramatically different it looks, and yet it still has Satoshi Kon's touch, you know? It's kind of like, you can kind of see where this film came after Paprika. Next here we got Good Morning. This is the short he did. It's a 1-minute short he did as part of the Anikuri 15, which was like a project that was on television that had 15 1-minute shorts by famed Japanese directors. Got unreleased works. Okay, so here we're going to see some stuff obviously that is unreleased. Stuff he didn't get around to finishing, which is tragic. I mean, when you think about how often in Japan, and I think it's due to just the work environment, the drinking culture, the smoking culture, you do lose a lot of talent from the anime and manga industries at quite young ages. Obviously there are plenty that live through it, just like any, there's plenty of people that will, smoke and drink well into their 90s and continue to live on, but when you've got that much of a stress work culture, like very hard working, as well as just this, okay, so manga work's coming up, but yeah, just, when you've got a very stressful, hard working culture, working environment, and the smoking and drinking, people are just gonna die at young ages. It's just tragic, but it's the way it is. This is actually the one that I'm thinking about buying pretty soon, because the cover looks really freaking cool. I love that cover, and yeah, it sounds interesting, so that's probably the one I'm going to be buying quite soon. I can't quite remember what it's called though, just so it's bugging me, but I actually can't quite remember what it's called. But yeah, I definitely want to pick up all these manga works as well. But yeah, I mean, you could say, given that I haven't seen all this stuff and read all this stuff, that maybe I got this a little bit early on. Wow, okay, this is very not safe for work right now. Let's skip through some of this a little bit quicker. But yeah, you could say that perhaps I jumped into this a little bit too early. But when I saw it going for it was only $10.99 for a hardcover book. It's at least 130 pages. Beautiful artwork. I couldn't turn it down, So, coming towards the end. Oh, sounds like I sold something. I definitely sold something, thank you eBay. And we come to the end. Skip through this, it's basically just the glossary type stuff. Index. It's closer to 140 pages, but most of this stuff obviously isn't really prime content, it's just the index. And the end. Quick note. And then here are some of his other works. Opus. That was one of the other ones I was looking at as well. But yeah, I plan to get all these at some point, which you'll be seeing in the manga pickup videos, which I'm going to start doing soon. And yeah. And let's take a little quick... No, we can't really. A little picture of Satoshi Kon up there, the late great Satoshi Kon. Ugh. Let's take a look at the back, I guess. And the crazy thing, look at the price. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the side pod camera. $30 American, $39 Canadian. I got it for £11, which probably is closer to about $16. So about half the price of what this one is supposedly meant to be selling for. So I don't know how or why it was sold so cheap in the UK, but it was, and I'm very happy to have picked it up at that price. So yeah, that's the art of Satoshi Kon. I hope you liked taking a look at this book and this amazing artwork. If you haven't seen any of his anime works, I can highly recommend Perfect Blue and Tokyo Godfathers. Both of those films are absolute masterpieces. I think you'd really enjoy them, because I just think if you're into anime at all, those are two films that you should definitely go out and see. And obviously, maybe, go out and see his other works as well and read his manga. Obviously, I can't quite comment on all of that stuff because I haven't done that myself yet, but in terms of Perfect Blue and Tokyo Godfathers, they come highly recommended. So yeah, I'm in Blaze, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.